Here are this week's PoolTogether community podcast highlights.
So this is one thing I predict, that communication is going to be extremely big in this space. More so, I would say it would be notification driven first and then messaging driven. But yeah, both of them are here to stay and both of them will transform the way we interact in Web3. If I'm messaging you and you don't get notified who has messaged you, then there's no point in messaging. So notification solves that, and that's why notification got built on Web2 first, and then came WhatsApp, and then came Apple Facing. Like, we are talking about communication, and we have seen Telegram scams and Twitter scams and so many scams. So the way Push wanted to solve messaging was to make it very friendly for the Web3 user. And then comes the other part of the problem. Once you do notification and once you do messaging, what is the path forward, right? But the idea was that a user will choose what they want their identity to be tied with. Like, it can be a Lens account, or it can be a Bored Ape, or it can be a Azuki. And with NFT chat, that becomes a part of the expanded identity of Web3. Because, for example, Web3 social, you would definitely want that your NFT is tied to whatever conversations you are doing and to whatever chat history you are doing.
What else can you do that I haven't messaged yet that you might not know about?
Sure. So spaces and video messaging is like a part of the near future that we are thinking of. And we launched it because we want to keep on working and keep on refining it. But what we are very, very excited about the possibility of combining Web3 exclusive features to Web3 messaging. So, for example, we also launched token gating groups as a whole. What it achieves is it gives the user these features wherein if they want to participate in PoolTogether governance, now they can go to any front end or they can go to pooltogether.com and they just have to connect their wallet and they can start chatting. And if the group is token gated, then you need to have that amount of token to access the group. Now, all of a sudden, it's a Web3 native use case. It's not that we are replacing Discord. Now it makes sense because you have your wallet, you have your community. When you go, there's nothing that you need to do apart from connecting your wallet to prove that you are a part of that community and you can start chatting. And all of those things combined makes Web3 so cool, because Web3 features combined with Web3 native chat gives you all the different innovations which you can do with your community and which you can do to define the identity within your community.
That's great. I also wanted to, you had talked about developers, right?
I tell everyone that the 4 things that we probably need to focus on in the next iteration of Web3, which we are working on currently, is basically eliminating user learning. That is the first thing that we have to do. They are coming to Web3 because they think that they can contribute in Web3 or get incentivized to use Web3 or do something else. And the first thing that they are thrown at is the seed words and saying that if your seed word is compromised, all your Web3 account is gone. The second thing which can bring us a billion users is about making sure that we improve the UI and the UX component of the tab. And there's a conundrum over here, because when you start to connect a wallet, the wallet will say, hey, are you sure you want to connect it to website? So what happens is that protocol go and they try to create signal and noise and branding so that trust can be built so that the user can come and connect a wallet and see that app. The best way you can do this is by learning from Web2 again. Like, you go to YouTube, you're not required to sign in. You can see all the videos. It's only when a user had to do some action which will benefit them is when you have this friction of sign up. Uniswap is probably the best example of solving this. Where right now, if I want to swap in Uniswap, only when I click on swap do I have to connect my wallet. Else everything is there for the user to see and experiment on. The third thing is that we also need to embrace AI. Again, a very common example of that is when I try to interact with a smart contract. That the smart contract will show me a bunch of function calls. I don't know what that function call does. And because of that, I myself don't interact with a smart contract until I have either read about them or I believe them. Imagine this thing from a user side. We can leverage AI to solve some of it.
I would just love to hear what's your vision for the future with Push and for crypto.
So we just launched V2, guys. If you guys want to check that out, that would be cool. What we have done is we have also introduced a new feature called incentivized chat request, which basically means that if you want to charge someone for them to talk to you, that app will come very soon. I do also feel that account abstraction is coming. Account abstraction is basically going to make sure that you can recover your wallet without needing to store your seed phrase or something else. Another thing before we wrap up, guys, we are arranging a pan India tour for all the developers or for all best colleges of India. And the idea is that we are going to go over there not to tell them about push, but we are getting the best Web3 protocols like the graph, and we are basically going to individual colleges to tell them about the innovation of Web3 and how they can be a part of it. But yeah, the future of crypto is that the crypto will become invisible and people will realize less and less that we are on crypto and create an economy.
Thanks for listening. You can download the full episode of this week's Pool Together Community Podcast on your favorite podcast app.